It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll see the Cowboys, leader at quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Cowboys and the Eagles, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gordon, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They come out and they lost last time out, but still in the midst of a great season. Warriors are 8 of their last 10. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for a Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, then curls back in.
Hurts fumbles it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Hurts. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Hurts sets up to throw it. For right side here, going to be incomplete.
No receivers open downfield, so instead of forcing the ball to the sideline, he's going to throw this one down to Fort Worth. He'd rather have the incompletion than the turnover.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
The Cowboys offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And as we move deeper into the season, he continues to put up big numbers on a weekly basis. As you see here, he's the NFL's leader in receptions to this point of the year. Throwing to start the drive. Barker throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play? Used to have a coach used to tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use on paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 4th down. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Patterson's kick is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they'll tell their offensive guys, going to get a little bit closer this time.
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
It'll be a gain of 5. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper. I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh, my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards down.
Hurts fumbles it. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block to let his quarterback get hit.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Hurts is going to be hurt and taken down to the ground. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And that one came close to hitting the big scoreboard up there as the fair catch is made inside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Barker. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off to about the 35, 2nd down. The Cowboys at 8-2 on the year. They come in off a loss last time out, but still in the midst of a great season. Winners of 8 of their last 10.
And last week, they took one on the chin, but to me, this is a pretty resilient bunch. So I don't think they'll dwell too much on that loss. Maybe looking to come out in this one and make amends right now.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Tucker hauls it in over the middle. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in week 4. And it was the Cowboys winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here back home in Arlington. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. You look at this Eagle defense. And they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5. So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession. This is 2nd and 8 as they've got it as we resume action. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. Throwing is Hurts. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Hands it off out of the gun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Ball in the 39. Here's 2nd down and 7. Here's Hurts to throw. So left side, it's complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 33. That's good for 28 yards.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
So they run the option here on 1st and 10. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. From the gun, it's Hurts. Going quickly there, but it's incomplete.
He's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's out. Smith lost it. Well, the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. The quick slant caught. Touchdown. Devontae Smith. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Eagles have taken the lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they have no answer for that right there.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And he's been a consistent force offensively all season. Currently ranked amongst the best in the NFL in terms of receiving touchdowns. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset. They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have a Cowboys first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
47-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Here's a 2nd and 5.
42-yard line. It's a gain of 5.
The tight end in motion right. 2nd and 5. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Barker. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has another first down as they get the ball down to the Eagles' 32-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the RPO, he completes it. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Eagles' 25-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. He finds his target, Beckham. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Watson. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Eagles' 3-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys are able to move back in front. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits. The drive will start with an option going left. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? When you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 10-7, our score. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Play action. Here's Hurts. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And it's intercepted. The 20. And they will finally stop it, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
The Cowboy offense going to head out now late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. Throwing to start the drive. Barker. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Off play action. Barker. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. From the gun on 3rd down. Barker. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And that is caught. Touchdown. 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And fighting down inside the 25. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. 2nd and 6. Now Hurts going to keep it running left. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Pulled in at the 24. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of...
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. The Cowboys offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and closes. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play here for Dallas. 51 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
Looking to throw. Barker toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Touchdown! Great effort there. Beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Cowboys take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yes, multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Eagles offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he continues to show off his ability to run the football when the opportunity is right. He is the NFL leader in rushing yards from the QB position. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. They'll take it past the 40 to the 41. Second down. Here's 2nd and 7. Hurts. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Calling no gain there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. In motion goes the tight end. From the gun on 3rd down. Parker. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the 1st down.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. 3rd down and 1. Back to throw. Parker. That is caught. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They go play action here on 1st down. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Looking to throw. Barker. Throw left side complete. That's Robinson. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Eagles' 5-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Barker. This is caught. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
There have not been a lot of great moments for this defense throughout this game. Finally, they have one they can hang their hat on. A nice stop there.
Riley Patterson now on for the field goal.
From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here.
Patterson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. They'll drop the throw. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded at about the 28. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Cowboys with the football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. Yeah, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building and bullying. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the two defensive
Automatic
tackles
first down.
right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
They run the counter now on first down. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down. 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play. But in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Patterson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The Eagles' offense set to begin their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
At the 36-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's caught. Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Hit from behind, he's going to be driven down. Couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Throwing is Hurts. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Here's Hurts to throw. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down. Well, Hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And this defense will take over right at midfield.
No surprise. They try to throw the ball on 4th down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
Well, a little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. get your hands up,
Get your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets to the receiver, moment of truth, knock it away.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
So now out comes this offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Now it's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And going to books is a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. This whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And it's going to be batted down. And we'll go the other way with the football. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Throwing to start the drive. Barker. Robinson's got it. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
First down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal. It's some good running there. Gets them down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there.
His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Patterson now for the extra point.
And the lead is now an even 30. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run.
Patterson back out there to send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score Might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40.
A gain of 4 yards. First down, Eagles.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Second down and a yard.
At their 49-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on for the 5th time here today. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just